Kevin Samuels had some straightforward ideas on issues of the black community in the USA. He had a great impact on me. The truth was so painful that I decided I should take my hijab off to present my youth, or what is left of it. He made me wonder, should we depend on faith or on facts? And I keep wondering that. I know the answer is somewhere in between. For instance, patience is important in our deen, and I get accused of lacking of faith, quite unjustly. But I realize in my core I am growing older and becoming less valuable, which is a fact. I'm getting wrinkly and fat. This is an email that I received from a sister. It's part of a lengthy email, and I've just read you a snippet of it. And I read that with a heavy heart. And I read it 2 or 3 times with a heavy heart. And the reason why I read it with a heavy heart is because the information that the sister has consumed from this side of the internet, from the likes of Kevin Samuels and even myself, she has felt that as a result of consuming this information, that now I must take my hijab off to present what remains of her beauty. Sister is in her 30s, mid-30s. And she felt like the appropriate course of action, considering that she is now getting older and she can't compete with the 23-year-old version of herself, is to maximize her advantage by removing her hijab and beautifying herself, and hoping this will increase the chances of her landing a suitor, a suitable suitor. Allahu musta'an. And it sounds quite logical, but of course it's from shaitan. Why? And by the way, this is not unique. This sister's situation, may Allah help her, she emailed me. It's not unique. And this is a message for you sisters who may be thinking of the same thing. Maybe you're past your prime. Maybe you're still in your prime. And you're thinking, I can maximize my chances of getting married if I put my beauty on display. Well, my answer to you is very simple. Whether you choose to pursue the route of halal or the route of haram, you are going to still get exactly what was prescribed for you. You are still going to get exactly what you were meant to get. So with that being the case, why not get what you have been written to receive in halal? I am not telling you to not maximize your assets in a manner that is halal. For example, getting into shape, not being fat, taking care of your appearance. And then, of course, working on your religion. Maybe if you've got masculine tendencies, start to work on erasing some of those. And nurture and strengthen your feminine qualities. Do all of that. This is all good stuff. But this is hopelessness. You've taken this message, and I've heard some women say that red pill is black pill for women. And maybe there's some truth in that. And by the way, I don't completely dismiss black pill. I believe black pill makes some points. Yeah, I know a lot of people like to dismiss them. I believe they make some points. It's not nihilism, it's reality. In the case of men, it's an indisputable fact that women look for men taller than them. And many women have a proclivity towards extremely tall men. My wife was just telling me the other day that the majority of women in their filter preferences on the app Tinder, guess what the majority of women, I think it's 70% of women, what their height preference was. You know what it was? 6'6", minimum, all the way up to 7 foot. It's bloody ridiculous. Everyone wants Shaquille O'Neal, bruv. 7'2". It is what it is. I'm not 6'6". It is what it is. In the case of women, a black pill reality would be that a woman who is in her late teens and early 20s has a greater sexual market value than a woman who is in her late 20s, 30s, and beyond. It is what it is. And this is why we create this type of content in the first place, so that you younger girls who are watching in your late teens and early 20s can realize now, before it's too late, and capitalize on the gift that you have, because privilege is invisible to those who have it. All privileges are invisible to those who have it. It's not just for women, it's for men as well. They are invisible because it's something you've always had, and you don't truly appreciate something until it leaves, until you no longer have it. And the harsh reality of youth and beauty, particularly for a woman, is that once it's gone, it never comes back. A man can go broke and he can build himself back up again, and he can go broke again and he can build himself back up again. A woman, she enters her prime. She's youthful, beautiful, fertile. Once that ship sails, it never returns. So yes, there are certain realities that we have to deal with as human beings. But going back to my original point, if we agree that you are going to get what has been prescribed for you, no matter what, and you have faith in this and you believe this, then why not conduct yourself in a manner that is not going to compromise your hereafter? And this is something that I was speaking of on my Instagram today, on my Instagram story. And that is, struggle is par for the course in this life. And of course, we all want to have our happily ever afters and see our dreams realized. And I quoted a famous quote by Oscar Wilde, and that was, there are only two tragedies in life: not getting what we want and getting what we want. Because once you get what you want, and if you've achieved anything meaningful in your life, then you'll know what I'm talking about. You realize that it's not as the achievement is nowhere near as euphoric as you anticipated it would be. And the bigger the achievement, the more anticlimactic it feels. Hence why so many Olympic gold medalists end up end up experiencing suicidal thoughts after winning the Olympic gold medal. Why? It's the struggle that keeps us going. It's the struggle that keeps us going. And I will add this. I have no doubt that even if a sister or a woman is in her 30s, mid-30s, and later on in her age, past her prime, she's still getting attention and she's still getting offers. Fine, it's diminished, it's much less, it's dried up considerably from what it once was, but you're still getting it, and you're still dismissing men who are legitimately courting you and want to be with you. So my message to you, if you're a woman who is past her prime, or perhaps has been married before, or is no longer as desirable as the woman in her late teens and early 20s who's single, never been married, virgin, etc., is to recalibrate your expectations of what you qualify for. Because I know you're still getting DMs and I know you're still getting offers, so don't play with me. I know you are. It's just not from the type of guy that you want. You must make peace with the fact that that ship has sailed, and now ask yourself, what's a more preferable outcome? To marry a man whom, fine, he's not my first choice, but he is what I qualify for, and by extension, it means you are not settling. That's what you qualify for. You're no longer settling. That's your level. Or stay single, never see my progeny, never see myself duplicated in the form of my children, and live to old age as a miserable spinster. Which is more important? Only you can answer that. Now, not to digress too much, because I want to bring it back to this sister who wrote me this email. If you take your hijab off, okay, you've taken it off, mashallah, now you're getting extra attention. I've already explained on the one hand that you're still only going to get what was prescribed for you. But let's look at the other hand. What type of man do you want? What type of Muslim man, Muslim husband do you want? I'm a practicing Muslim man. I'm not self-aggrandizing or making myself out to be something that I am not, but I'm a practicing Muslim man. I pray 5 times a day. I implement the wajibat. The wajibat are the obligatory elements of the religion, and would be considered as a practicing Muslim man. I would not be looking to make a woman the mother of my children who doesn't wear hijab. Why? Because the fruits of your iman display themselves in your body. You can't tell me, oh, but my iman is strong and you can't judge me and so on and so forth. But then you're not wearing hijab, because the outward appearance is an indicator of what is going on inwardly. The internal affairs of the heart have an uncanny habit of manifesting themselves in the physical attributes of the body. So don't lose hope. لا تحزني. And remember, you are going to get and only get what Allah has prescribed for you in the first place. So why not get it in halal?